Okay, and we are back here. I have what is left of my Mary Maxim Starlette worsted weight 100% acrylic yarn. And as you can see, I don't have much left, but it is more than enough to show you a couple of samples of the yarn in action in both knit and crochet. So I did go and use the recommended utensils, tools for my projects. So for crochet, I made a double crochet simple beanie. It's all just double crochets, although at the bottom here I did finish it with 3 rows of single crochet. What are those half doubles? Those are single crochets. So I did 3 rows of single crochets, and the rest of the hat is all double crochets, and I use the recommended H5mm hook. There you go. And this is lovely. I really like, there's great stitch definition. Look at how nice that looks. So there are just a couple of areas like this right here where it looks like maybe it wasn't fully dyed, but that's about the only slight issue with the yarn. I think the color is beautiful. It is very nice. It is very plush. It feels nice and thick, and I love the stitch definition. Working it with it was wonderful. I had no problems with splitting. I say this is definitely very similar to With Love, Red Heart with Love. And I feel like Red Heart with Love is a bit plumper of a yarn, and this is definitely plumper of a yarn. Like, it might look kind of normal, but you know how when you use some yarns it blooms as you use it? This definitely had that tendency. Just look at how great those stitches came out. I'm really quite pleased with that. So this is an adult sized double crochet beanie I did for my second project, Make a Knit project. And this one was, I'll need that for later for testing. I made a little baby pixie hat knit. So here again you can see there's one little blowout bit, but that's the cute little pixie hat. I did this flat and seamed it because, again, this wants 5mm tools, and those are in heavy rotation for me, so I had to use the knitting needles I could find to do it. But I am very, very excited. I think this hat is absolutely adorable. It is. It's a cute little pixie. I think it looks very fall. Again, knitting with the yarn was fantastic. It felt great, nice stitch definition. I think with the stitches, the ribbing looks nice. Everything I think looks very nice. That's of course my seam. I knit it flat, so you're gonna have a seam. I didn't mattress stitch it. I just kind of whip stitched it up. And yes, for this one I did use the US 8 5mm circular needles as recommended by the yarn. So let's go ahead and show this in action for you. I've already got some knitting going because getting knitting started can be a little bit fiddly. Oh, I was sewing and it looks like there's some pieces of thread left on my table. Let's get that out of the way for you. Okay, so I've gone ahead and knit and purled 1 row, so I like to do my swatch in stockinette for you to see. And I believe this is just either 11 or 12 stitches. So not too long, but as you can see, it moves nice and smoothly. There isn't a lot of, like, there's no splitting. There isn't a ton of fuzz, so you don't have that issue. There is slight fuzz, but not a ton. I do wonder if this might pick up a little bit of pilling as items get worn, used, washed, all that. I have not tested to wash these items I made, so I'm not sure. We'll go ahead and purl a row so you can see that worked through. And this works lovely. These are nickel plated brass needles. I did not try these on wood, but I can't imagine it would be any sort of problem on wood. I keep grabbing the cable of my needle, but it is smooth as pie. Smooth as pie, that's not it. Smooth as silk, easy as pie. That's what we're talking about. To use, I really enjoy this yarn. I think it's fabulous. It has a very large number of colors, including some pooling, and there is a Starlette sparkle, but that I'm going to test separately, so we'll see that differently. I didn't get like the pooling yarn or anything like that to test. I didn't have to frog anything, so this will be my first time frogging it, but I don't anticipate any issues. And yeah, frogged perfectly, no issue whatsoever. As you can see, I am almost done with the entire skein of yarn. There were no issues with the yarn. You saw 2 areas where it looked like maybe the dye didn't fully take. That would be the only imperfections. There was no knots, there was no blowouts, there was really no issues whatsoever in the construction of the yarn, which is fantastic. It's a good sized, oh there it split on me. It's a good sized skein of yarn. As you can see, I got 2 hats and I have some extra. I think I could have made an adult sized hat, but I kind of had the thought to try to do a cute little pixie beanie. I haven't tried that on Bingo to see if it'll fit her. My idea was to just put that into the donation for the fall so some other kiddo can have a cute little hat. As we know, Bingo prefers palms on her beanies, and that will not really handle a palm. Let's see how the half doubles. Oop, I'm getting a little hung up on some splitting issues there. Okay. So I did not experience this making my crochet hat, but if I'm going to get caught up, it's often on a half double. I think it's just the way I hold things as I work through the stitches. I'll do that. But yeah, I have been, oops, split it again, overall very impressed with this yarn. I quite like it. And the price tag, $3.99 full price. This is US currency. I don't know what it is in other currencies. Is very, very nice. Let's do some more double crochet. Oops, I split the yarn. Did I split it or did I just hook this? I don't know what I did there. Didn't look quite like a full split. We have a puppy visitor. I left my door open. It's still quite warm here and I wanted to air it out a little bit. And last double crochet here. Do you guys want to see me do a couple of popcorn stitches to see how that goes? Let's go ahead. We'll do 3 double crochets there. We'll put in a popcorn stitch here. Hi, buddy. Did you bring a toy? Did you bring a toy? Okay, so I did 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it out. Go to the top of the first stitch. Pull it through. I'm gonna go ahead. I didn't really count the chains I did to start, so it's not going to be even nice and precise here. Is that 5? That's only 4. Do that again. Back there. Hook it up. Oh, it's a squeaky toy has been the toy picked for today. Oh joy. And then I will finish this. Do a chain up. We'll do just one row of double crochets. That's me fumbling the yarn, not splitting, to kind of lock in our popcorns, and we'll see how it goes. Help split the yarn there. Okie dokie. And moving on through there. So let's talk overall thoughts here. So I should have, there we have it. I think the popcorns look fabulous. The definition is definitely there. I like the definition on all the other stitches. I think this is a really good, very versatile workhorse yarn that you can use for a lot of projects. I do believe it's soft enough that I would use it for garments. I know a lot of people say, you know, are undergarments required or not? To be honest, I wear undergarments with everything, so I would wear undergarments. I think you could probably, I would wear undergarments. I'm sorry, I would wear undergarments. So let's talk about, well, let's frog this and see how the crochet frogs. Rip it, rip it, rip it, rip it. Is that annoying? I'll stop. Get to the end. Oops. So I can do an aggressive frog, no issues whatsoever. Okay, so price, and I already said that's $3.99. I'm not quite sure how that got wrapped there, but we'll just leave it. Yardage, we went through this all in the beginning, but I'll go through it again right here. 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 180 yards, 165 meters. That is very much akin to a Lion brand basic stitch. So it's a very normal, usual size skein at $3.99. I think that's a very, very good bargain. It's hard these days to get the other brands at this price. I feel like, honestly, off the top of my head, I don't know what the stats are on a With Love, but I feel like those are bigger skeins, or were bigger skeins. The care instructions are, you know, machine wash and dry. They do try, it's on the inside of the label. Oh no! Oh no! So they do that 2-minute thing, machine wash 2 minutes on delicate cycle, spin dry thoroughly, tumble dry at low heat setting, approximately 5 minutes, lay flat to dry. So when it says that, I have a hard time saying it is a machine wash and dry. However, being a 100% acrylic in the value variety, I don't think I would have any qualms in throwing this in the machine for washing or drying, especially if you're using it in a blanket or something like that. Now, smaller items and my sweaters and things like that, I do prefer to hand wash. Now, was it splitty? When I was making the 2 items, I would have said no, but you saw here a couple of times while I was crocheting, it split. So it could do that, as could any plied yarn. I don't think it was especially problematic in the splitting, so I'm not going to hold that too much against it. Pilling, there is a slight fuzz. I do have a concern that it would pill over time, but within me using it, I'm not seeing any signs initially. Stitch definition, I think, is absolutely fabulous. Did I find any knot, snags, imperfections, any of that issues in the yarn as I used it? No. There was no knots. There was nothing. The only imperfections were these, oops, it's not even on screen, slight spaces of undyed or incorrectly dyed yarn, but like I said, that's one spot on that hat, and I think we found one spot on this hat. Yep, right there. One speckle there. So that's not very egregious at all to be held back. Frogging was fantastic. I would say it gets a 10 out of 10 on the frog factor. Feeling quality of the fabric produced, I think it's a very nice, squishy, warm fabric. This would be great for apparel. This is a workhorse yarn. I can see you making just about anything with this. Now it is an acrylic, so would you want to make bags with it? That's your prerogative. I, of course, would line it if I made a bag with it, but I wouldn't have any problem making a lined bag with it. I wouldn't make an unlined bag with it. Value for your craft dollar, I think it's very high. I think it's very good, affordable acrylic, value acrylic yarn. Very soft compared to a lot of others at this price point. I do think now these days the smaller skeins of Red Heart you can't really get for about this price. I feel like on sale you can get them at around this price in the high 2s, low 3s, but this was $3.99. Mary Maxim often has it on sale, so always get it on sale if you can. But I also feel like this would be one where if I just needed a couple and it was, you know, a real need, I wouldn't feel bad about paying full price for this. So my rating, as I said on frogging, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I thought it was a fantastic frogger. I had no problems with it. Value for your craft dollar, I'm again going to say it's a good value, especially given the current yarn market. You're not seeing a lot that full price start at $3.99 these days of this softness. It really felt quite nice as I used it. It was very soft. My overall rating, I'm going to be honest, before I did my swatches, I was contemplating giving this my first perfect 10 score. It did snag on me a couple of times. It did split, and Joe, I'm not sure if I should hold that too bad against it, but you know, you saw it and it happened. So it's not an absolutely perfect yarn, but I will say I enjoyed knitting knitting this item and crocheting this item greatly. They went smoothly, they went quickly. It was fun. It was a joy to use. I'm gonna go ahead and give it, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 9.5 kitty paws. I don't know if we can have a kitty paw, but it's, my channel and I do what I want to do. And please, Adele, be kind. So I say 9.5 kitty stars. It is so close to perfection, and it probably would have been perfection if I didn't have it split on me a couple of times. And maybe it's because the yarn had been knit and was kind of loosened up and frogged, so therefore it was a little, the ply was a little looser. Like here, you can see the ply is a little looser. It's a little blown out. That's probably a spot here where I split it. So it could be a fault of pulling it apart, or that it's been, bouncing around project bags for two separate projects here. But yarn does not sit pristinely as we use it. It's going to bounce around in project bags, and if this happens to it, it is par for the course, but it does mean it's perhaps not absolutely 100% perfect, but it ain't bad. It ain't far from perfect. I really like this. This is one that I think I would absolutely go back to for many projects. So thumbs up. I like it. 9.5 kitty paws out of 10 for me. Let me know, have you used the Starlette yarn? What is your thoughts? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What have you made with it? What would you like to make with it? Let me know everything. I'm always so curious. Okay, I will talk to you all later. Bye.